Okay, it's like the day after Christmas, December 26th. I'm kind of like tired. I really didn't do much cooking, just made macaroni and cheese. But before the new year, I want to start doing videos, a little bit, get my writing more out there, more exposure. So I just kind of want to um, talk about where my writing came from, where the urban author was born, where the urban writer gets her inspiration from. Um, Basically, my first book ever was a Donald Goins book. I don't recall the name of the book, but I remember he wrote the word cunt in his book. It was about pimping and some other stuff. And I was like, you could talk like that? You could write like that? So, being I was a little, we ain't gonna say horrible, terrible child, but I had my fair share of acting a fool. I guess that's why the name of my first book is Acting a Fool. But then I was like, really didn't start writing from there. That was just gave me some kind of insight to, oh, I could be that kind of writer, to be that explicit. Honestly, that graphic, I wanted to write like that. So then I started to rap. I didn't like my voice, but I remember my first rap was, my first song was called Ain't No Nigga Shit, Not Even the One I Fuck With. So that was like, I was on that, I guess, male bashing, you would call it, just like niggas ain't nothing. So that was my first song, rap or whatever. Then I didn't like my voice. Like, ain't no nigga shit, not even the one I fuck with his scandalous ways and his lazy ass. I don't like my voice, so no rapping. Um, then I read Carl Weber. I can't recall which book it was, but I have like majority of his books. His writing style is just the way I just like it. And so that kind of made me want to really write. But I didn't start really going to the computer typing or writing anything down until like Christmas 2004. Yeah, when my husband passed away, I started suffering from panic attacks, and I used to just get up and just couldn't breathe, couldn't do anything, couldn't call out for help. And so they started happening. So I started to control them by just, breathing and praying. So when it continued to happen, I would just get up because I would be scared to go back to sleep. So I would just start maybe writing down some stuff, titles of the books at first. I never really wrote my writing down. I've always went straight to the computer, and that's why I know that I have a natural gift, because I can just start typing up a book and I'll be finished in a couple of days while I'm still writing on another book, starting a new book. And also, I do get writer's block a lot because I don't know. It's more of it's not a career for me yet, but I would love it to be. It's more of a outlet, a getaway, a stressed day, a stressed week, relationship problems. So I'm just gonna go and write. I'm just gonna get up and just start typing. My books, I can go back, like I haven't written in since, oh man, I don't know, it's been over a year. But I'm trying to finish First Comes Love, Then Comes Pain. I just picked it up. Like, I just read through the chapters that I wrote so far, and I just started to continue to write. I thank God for that gift, because people think, because I do have two books out. I have Don't Make Me Act a Fool, released 2009. I also have Undecided, Infatuated, in Love, released in 2012. It's only a handful of people that has both books, and there's more people that doesn't have any books. And most people are like, "Oh, you wrote a book." No, I wrote two books. Yes, I'm gonna toot my own horn. I wrote two books, and there's many more to come. It's just publishing is a lot, whether self-published or somebody to actually pick you up and wanna publish you and finance you and all that. That's what I would love. My first book was kind of like that. Gave me a two contract deal. I didn't get a lot of publicity. I didn't get a lot of exposure and none of that. So this time around, I am going to look for a publicist. I am going to try to promote more, do more events, book tours, all that. Now, where it really stems from is love and relationships. I've had many heartbreaks, many breakups. So it's like love is so much to me, being in love, having someone to love you. So that's why I really write about a lot of love relationships. If I could have a dream job, it would be a relationship counselor. I mean, I wish I could go back to school and be a therapist and all, but it would be some type of relationship coach, something with relationships to deal with the male and female, not just male, us females bashing the guys. And it's because there are really a lot of men out there that can love you and will love you. So I don't want to put there's no good men out there. No, there are some really good men. My uncles were really good men. My father was a really good man, even though some of the things, he was a good provider and he was there for just not us but other people's kids and took care. Um, my husband was a good provider, So I could say each one of my children's fathers, they had the turning point where they potential to be more than what they actually are, or at times they did step up when need be. I'll just leave it there. Um, so I know that there are some good men, out there. My stepfather was a really good man and a provider. And my mom always told us, if you find a man, just find somebody that's a provider. Not necessarily always have to take care of you financially, but a provider could get out there and go hustle. Hey, we just ran out of milk. All right, I'll be back. Don't even trip. Something like that. Not no, oh well, we'll just drink water. I don't know what to do. I don't even drink milk. No, not one of them. But somebody that's, oh, okay, well, I got you. I got it. And not just saying it, but actually doing it. So I can say that if you find somebody love relationship, make sure that person is a provider and make sure that person loves your kids just as um their own. And that's my thing when I look for a mate, a spouse, a boyfriend, somebody to kick it with. It's how you feel on children. Do you want more? Do you want less? How you feel on being a step parent? What would you know what I'm saying? Not necessarily just to have any and everybody around your kids, but if you're going to actually date somebody, what is the purpose of dating? It's not going to end in marriage, or it's not going to end in a long-term commitment. Um, it's okay at a certain point to date, to experience, to get out there, because did that several times where I have dated and I have dated multiple people just to see but I'm open and honest to when I'm dating, I guess if you want to call it open relationship. Yeah, I do. I have practices that. Um, I see nothing wrong when both parties are aware of it and both parties are okay with it and they have a mutual understanding and the parties that you're involved in has a mutual understanding. Um, Relationships come in different type of forms. You can have a friendship that's like a relationship, like a person that you are never intimate with or anything, but you guys have a bond, a connection. That's a relationship in itself. It's just more of a friendship level. Um, so there's no one way to love, long as you're getting it, long as you're loving someone wholeheartedly through the good, the bad, and also that you're receiving that love back. It's not going to always be 100. It's going to be that 80-20 rule or whatever that is. But just know that you will know when somebody's loving you. Their actions will match their words. You will know when it's not for you, when this relationship is dead. You'll know. Sometimes we stay in relationships just because we're lonely, because I did that, stay with somebody because I don't want to be. But as I get older, I'm learning to embrace my loneliness and the times that I'm not involved with someone, because I want that person to be fitting in my life and then be fitting and pleasing, and I pray about it. Like, Lord, is this the one for me? If he is, let it be and let it not, and let me leave the relationship without bitterness and broken heart and loneliness. Like, I really do suffer from depression and my season is December, and I've been like going through for a while, and it does have a lot to do with losing my parents, my mom, my stepfather, and also losing my husband on Christmas morning. You don't understand. It doesn't matter how many times you relove or love. There's always going to be one person in your life that you will never get over. You will never forget. There will always be that one person that you'll always think about when y'all break up or no longer together. Could it, should have been, it could, and I do have that thoughts of my husband, because it was a premature love. Within 3 years, we had a baby, married, and I was a widow. So I always constantly think about how will my life be, and it's been 15 years. Yeah, 14, 15 years. I know it's been a lot. I'm tired, so I'm not counting, but I know it happened Christmas morning, and that changed my life for a lot. And like, I struggle with it. I struggle with a lot. I've been through a lot. I've, you know, so it's just that part that really tends to get to me. And this year, I didn't even post. I didn't post. I didn't talk about Fish. That was my husband. That was the nickname, DeAndre White. I didn't do. I thought about it, but I was like, I I needed my closure, and this year I felt that this was my closure because I am involved with someone. I am in a relationship, and this relationship is so different, far from anything I've been in. This I know again is my love. I'm not gonna say true love, but they say you only get one true love, but you may get three loves in one lifetime. And I really honestly believe that he is number two. You know, he may be number three, the final. I just know that my husband was my I consider him to be my second because I did love someone when I at the age of 12 to 14, and that was my first love. Even though it was young, I really think that was my first love because honestly, I still have some type of feelings. I'm not gonna say love, but some kind of emotion when I, even though we don't talk, we don't, And if this video ever gets out or anybody sees it that really knows me, they're gonna already be like, "Oh, is she talking about him?" And no disrespect to their marriage, because actually, I am cool with his wife. But to be honestly, there are still some like, "Oh, okay," I don't hate that we don't have that we don't talk or say, I don't know. I think it's kind of awkward, but it is what it is. But like I said, I'm cool with his wife too, and I'm glad, I see their marriage, and that is a beautiful thing that they have that blended family. So kudos to them, and y'all know who y'all are. Um, once y'all see this video, so blessings, kudos to you guys, and all that. Love you guys. I'm just gonna say Mr. and Mrs. B. Leave it there, but so I know that I could say that was one, and I could say Fish was two, and I honestly, this might be number three. I mean, I have love for both of my son's fathers and my daughter's father. Yeah, it's three of them. Um, but that love is like, thank you for them beautiful children. Thank you for being in my life at that season. But those weren't lifetimes. This right here, I'm hoping is a lifetime. But even if it is another season, this season is good. This season is sprouting. This season is bringing joy, happiness, peace. Even with the ups and downs that we have, because it's not a perfect relationship, it's bringing me happiness that I haven't felt in an extremely long time. I could say I haven't felt this happiness since Fish passed away. So you mean to tell me 15 years and all the people that came in and out of my life? They say good things come to those who wait. I should have waited a little bit more patiently, but I'm glad the experiences that I did have, because I could write about it. I could talk about it. I don't just use my own experiences. The majority of my writing comes from my own experiences. But I do use relationships that I've seen before, I see that, and I take, not to be in anybody's business or just writing, but it's like you see something and you're like, okay, wow, what would I do if I was in that situation, or how is she, what can, is she gonna ever get out that situation, or if it's a good situation, like, wow, how did they find love like that, just for, So I just write off of whatever I'm feeling or whatever it comes to mind. Like, my books are all over the place. Don't Make Me Act a Fool was like a teenage girl going through high school, parents fall in love with a bad boy thug, whatever terminology you want to use. Undecided, Infatuated in Love is about marriages, relationships, infidelity, just male and female point of view. My cousin asked me, how can you write from a male point of view? I've laid with dogs before. I've seen, hey, it is what it is. I mean, they were, I've had relationships and interactions and all kind of dealings with men that were not so good, that were just take, don't give nothing back. I saw my sisters, cousins, whoever go through bad relationships. So experiences is mainly where I could write from male and female point of view. And I've had males read my books. My cousin gave me kudos. He was like, cousin, man, you on point with that. So again, that's a blessing, because I'm like, not always bashing males or whatever, but it is some that, make you want to be like, F you, nigga, I don't, but there's also, like I said, good, because, I can write about the good man soon as well. Encourage myself as I encourage others. Basically, I'm going through, but I can still, help you out. Is what they say. If I got $5 to my name, 250 is yours. $10 to my name, five of it is yours. That type of stuff. Yeah, I'm crying, stressed, depressed, but let my best friend call. I'm wiping those tears, and we talking it out, or we crying together. That's what it is. So encouraging myself as I encourage others. It's a more spiritual, and I'm not sure when I want to release that. I think now would be a good time, but I do want to get this poetry out. Love and Hate, book of poetry. I don't hate every person that I ever had a bad relationship with, but the book is more just you can hate yourself for loving someone. I mean, I think that's my introduction in the book. And it's just a lot of compilation of different poems, different, it's so I think I want to get that poetry out because I've had written two, urban, fiction books, but I want to get that poetry book out. It also has a like a little insert I'm thinking of goose called Prison Songs. Poems for incarcerated loved ones. I've never really experienced incarcerated real loved ones besides baby daddy. I have a cousins and all that. So, I did the little help out, send money package type of stuff, but never fully like, hey, right the whole time somebody's been down their whole term, they have to serve. So I just, something was on my mind one day and I just wrote them. I think it's maybe 5 or 6 poems. I'm not for sure, but they are so real. Like, I don't know where I go when I write. I really think I have some type of outer body experience. And I'm not trying to be weird, but it's like when I write certain that's not the typical, it's like I don't know because I've never really experienced it. So, how am I writing about this? Like, if you guys, if I can, this is my first video, so I'm going to read some poems and try to pinpoint what I could put out because I don't want my stuff to get it's not copyrighted yet besides the book, but I don't want my poems to get out. I mean, I do have copies of them, or how can I prove that's me, all that type of stuff. So I got to pinpoint, but my thing about it is I have so much I love to share. It doesn't matter if you want to take this poem and call it yours, kudos to you, but so I'm going to read some of my poems with these videos, but right now it's just telling how they came from. What other book? The Baby Mama Diary and The Diary of My Life is a two-book thing. So it talks about relationship between my first son's father. It talks about that relationship. And then it talks about the second relationship of losing my husband and my mom and all of that. How I did that, I don't know. I started the Baby Mama Diary first, and then I did the Diary of My Life. And I don't know how I intertwined them together, but they go together. So that would be like a two-book. Situations. It's just a little small little incident. That probably would be, I don't know how I'm going to do that. That might just be like a spoken type of word. Talk about if I ever perform, which I might. I mean, I'm trying to get more comfortable with my voice and being on camera and people and audience. So that's why I'm doing this video as well. So situations is just basically, those are real situations, edited, changed, just I've been in, but they're like basically sexual encounters or relationship encounters, if you want to call it. It is what it is, dealing with people. So I don't know how. Like I said, I'm working on that one. What else? We said Baby Mama Diary, Diary of My Life, Situations, Love and Hate, Encourage Myself as I encourage others. Okay, so I do have a form of book. I wouldn't call it erotica, but it is a sexual explicit book. It's called The Most Pleasurable Experience, and you could take it from there. I started writing it. That's the only book that I lost. A while ago, I used to save my books to a flash drive, but I ended up losing a flash drive. But I had emailed my books to me. So when I go back to right now, I have to search and look and see which email account where it is. So all of them except for the most pleasurable experience did not get record, saved or whatever. But the introduction of it, the what it's going to be about, did. So I can go from there. That is more or less my career goes into relationship counseling, therapy, relationship coach, or whatever. If my career takes off, I think that book would more come into play because it's talking about sex and being with a partner. And also another book that I'm writing is Just Sex, No Foreplay. That talks about another, that probably will be in relationship as well because it's talking about what it is. We kind of like take our time with sex, and as far as intimate, even if your guy coming over, you dressing up and this and that for no, I'm sorry. oh man, what is the book about? Anyways, just sex, no foreplay. I'm trying to say, what did I book about? It's kind of like, um, we'll go, I guess it's kind of like we'll go all in for sex, but then we won't. When it comes to relationship, we'll cut corners. Like you'll do any and everything for that one night, but when it's a relationship, you're like, oh no. Either both parties be like, I ain't into. But why are you going out playing, basically playing wifey? Why are you going out doing all of this when there's no intention for you guys to further it? It's like when you're involved with someone, and I'm giving up information. I don't know if it's too much or whatever. I don't know how if they even gonna publish this, but you can't be wifey to everybody you lay down with. You can't do stuff that you would do for that main one. If you're dealing with one more person, or if you have multiple partners at a different time, and you know, basically, if you're dating one person, you get intimate with him, and y'all do all this stuff, and then you go intimate. You're like giving away all the goods basically to each and every person you lay with, and you should not be doing that. First of all, you shouldn't be. I'm not trying to say it's okay to be having multiple, nothing like that. You do what you feel comfortable, but always be safe. Always be caution. Always ask questions to him. Who you dealing with? Who you last? Blah, blah, blah. They try to be aware of the person. Try to get to know that person really before you actually even make that. You know, I mean, if you can do a 3 month rule, a 2 week, 4 week, whatever you could do, some type of, don't just do that one night stand type of stuff. I mean, unless you're just sloppy drunk and it happens. But always try to be cautious, because nowadays you just don't know. You have to be very, very cautious with yourself, with your body, and always keep up on your hygiene practices, ladies. There's tips and habits. I mean, if y'all on a Yanni Cleanse, go ahead and do that. I haven't actually got into it, but there's other tips and tricks I actually do besides the Yanni Cleanse. So keep it clean, ladies. Keep it fresh, clean, and also keep limit to who you're sharing, because when sex comes with ties, it comes with emotions, it comes with everything. You have to separate um your sexual from your physical and emotional, basic, well, emotional sex, physical versus emotional. And that's why I'm so like, the relationship I'm in is not all, it's not on that aspect. It's so bright, and I don't want to just talk about my relationships because it's not, you know, but it is something that's, like I said, it's different, it's new, it's actually, it's only been going on 7 months, but it is so like what I need in my life at this moment, at this time, and what I can see the potential of it to grow and to be, you know, this could be my next marriage. This could be number two marriage. It could be. But we'll have to, what I say, always weigh out the good and the bad when you're down with somebody. Weigh out the good and the bad. And they always say, if the good outweighs the bad, then okay, you know, that's the person for you. But it also has to be, he may have some good points and qualities. Let me go turn and do this. I don't know, see, laying on my back was kind of irritating. But he may have some good, like he may have a good job, a good house, his own place, but he don't have no communication skills. He don't have no people skills. He don't have no what is it, emotional when you're there. If he can't come to you, you crying on the phone, and you're like, oh, I don't feel good, I'm this, what should I do? If he don't have no, hey, I'm on my way to take you to the hospital, or hey, I can't get there yet, call the ambulance, I'll be there, I'll meet you there, or what you need me to do. If he just like, all right, call me back when you feel better. No, you don't need that in your life. You need somebody that's there, that know what to say at the right time, that knows how to comfort you in your pain through what you're going through. It don't always have to be, hey, here goes some money. No, you don't want that either. You need to have somebody in your life that basically it completes you. So it's like you got to choose who you're dating with or who you're involved with. And I know it could get hard. As women, we get lonely, we get, you know, envious, because I've been envious of people. Dang, she married. Oh, wow. You know, they plant this baby, you know, all kind of stuff. But you have to get into it to where if it's pleasing to you, or if it's, you know, okay, you're okay with it, then that's your, you know, that's how you feel. You can't go off of what family says, or what, I don't like him and he ain't for you, find somebody, you know. Like I always say, pray about it. You'll have that feeling. You'll know. Especially if you've had heartbreaks and been through a lot and been, you know, you'll know the experience. And I guess it comes with age. It really does. You can weigh out the good and the bad. You can weigh out the ones like, nah, he ain't for me. And you'll know right away within a day or two. Even like when you meet somebody and you're talking, even in a conversation, you'll know, like, no, it's certain things. Because me, I ask a lot of questions. They probably like, she nosy, she do too much. But I've learned how to kind of certain questions to ask, and I have a good female intuition. I'll feel something and I'll bring it up, and then that person be like, yeah, you were right, yeah, that's true, okay. So it takes a while to get through that too, no. But basically, like I said, stand from before the first thing I said, love is a beautiful thing. Relationships is a beautiful thing. Friendships are even more better. And I can say, if you can get someone that y'all can build that friendship first, that relationship, that love gonna fall right into place. And so this video is almost 25 minutes. It's 30 minutes. They probably not even gonna publish it all. But I am Miss Michelle White. Miss Poetic, that's what they just call me. And the urban author and the urban writer. Look out for me because I'm coming in 2019. I really need to get my writing out there, but you can always look for Don't Make Me Act a Fool. It might still be on Amazon. It might still be on Barnes and Nobles. But you can hit me up and I can, I'll probably put links to the books on the next video. But Don't Make Me Act a Fool is out there. Undecided Infatuated Love is out there. If you can hook me up, I believe my email is mwhitethewriter@gmail.com. Michelle, yeah, you can always Google Michelle White. I'll pop up, Facebook me, the Michi Michelle White, or the Urban Author. And if you want those two books, I still have copies. I will mail them out to anybody that wants them. And just look out for me. I'm coming with the love and the relationships.